All right. Good afternoon and good morning to everybody joining onto the IAI Catalyst webinar for the Ask Me Anything session. We're going to give a couple of minutes for people to join in here who might be dialing in a little bit late. So we'll just pause for a second and we'll get started here at the end. Just to give a quick layout of how this will go, we'll do a brief introduction of myself and the team that are running this program. We'll also go over what IAI is, what Starburst is, and really how this program is structured. We'll save some time in the last 10 or 15 minutes to go over any questions that people have. I will invite, if you have any questions, please type them into the chat and we'll answer them at the end. So with that, I'm gonna pause for a second here and we'll get started in about 2 minutes. To start off, wanted to introduce the team here. So you have myself, Chase Lakovsky. I'm the program director for the Starburst Aerospace support powered and IAI Catalyst supported webinar here for the Catalyst Accelerator. I'd also like to give my teammates here the opportunity to introduce themselves, starting with Victoria Elfand.
Thanks, Chase. Hello, everyone. My name is Victoria. I've been working at Starburst for almost a year now on the strategy and consulting side. Now I'm going to be working alongside Chase as the program manager for IAI Catalyst.
Thanks, Victoria. And Julio?
Thank you, Chase. Thank you, Victoria. My name is Julio Flores. I'm a Senior Director of Business Development here at IAI North America. I'll be working with the team, not only advising, but supporting to help see what innovative features we can take to the market and help the team grow and get to the next level.
Awesome, thank you. Just to start things off, I think it'd be great to go into a little bit of a background on what IAI is. And Julio, if you could provide that for us, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Chase. I think the better question is what IAI isn't. In short, it's a company with a long history. It's been operating since 1953, 70 years of proven solutions, cutting edge technologies, air, land, space, sea, homeland security. At the end of the day, it is a listed company in the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange with over 15,000 employees. And although it's a defense company, it's really an innovation institution. IAI is agile and maintains that agility and has over the years with over 15,000 employees, more than half of which are engineers. There's a real robust footprint, not only across technology sectors, but as you can see in the map, from around the world. And that's important as a company not only scales and grows because you want that reach. If you look at the map, you'll see that not only is it in all over the world, but because of its agility, because of its the innovation in its DNA, it's been able to get into markets that European or U.S. Companies have not been able to enter, and that speaks volumes to that spirit of innovation, that creativity, and that agility to answer customer demands. At the end of the day, the focus is a defense focus, but IAI has worked with a number of companies to achieve great results. I think in 2022, there was sales of over or nearly $5 billion, which is an amazing metric. And I think it's something that as we move forward, and it's a natural fit for a program like this in the US, because it's going to help grow that in a new market while providing founders like yourselves the opportunity to not only further your goals in the US, but access global markets.
Great. Do you want to talk about any of the specific products or groups located within IAI as well?
Well, I'll give a high-level overview on that. As you can see, the company divides into 4 verticals. Aviation group, which does conversion structures. It focuses on aircraft maintenance, repair, overhaul. It also does advanced composites. Alta Systems, which is a world-class radar and intelligence electronic systems hub. Military Aircraft Group, which focuses largely on unmanned and systems, missiles, and space, which, as the name suggests, focuses on all things space and missiles. That said, the big takeaway here is that although there's 4 verticals, the beauty of it is that you're working across all of these verticals. Uh, Aviation Group produces composites used by the military aircraft group. There are systems and payloads made at Elta Systems that are then refined by Space and Missile Systems. Over that, you have our CTO's office, which helps to inject new and creative solutions into each of these verticals, and also extract customer need and start to plan for the future. So I think one of the most attractive things from a founder's perspective is that you have a one-stop shop, not only to help with your R&D, to help with your marketing, but also to leverage systems and testing. So you get out of the theory and start going into the practical applications of some of these solutions. All of that within an ecosystem that, because of where IAI is positioned around the world, there is almost instantaneous customer feedback, because we can talk to end users, we can have those conversations. So at the end of the day, the co-development opportunities aren't only for the product, but also for the use, and at the end of the day, to better support our customers.
Wow, great overview. Thank you so much, Julio. Now we'll give you a little bit of a background about Starburst, and for that, I will hand it over to Victoria.
Thank you, Chase. So at Starburst, our mission is really to drive global aerospace innovation by combining our 3 complementary verticals, which includes accelerators, consulting, and ventures. We help aerospace and defense stakeholders innovate, navigate, and invest in this kind of dynamic ecosystem through working with aerospace primes, startups, and government. Globally, our various accelerator programs have invested in over 100 startups. And in addition, our consulting arm has done work with over 60 corporates and government partners, connecting them with disruptive technologies. So really completing the circle for industry, Starburst is kind of placing itself at the center of that ecosystem. Chase, next, thank you. So if you take a look here, you'll see a handful of accelerators we have run in the past with partners such as NASA, Lockheed Martin, Axiom, and more. And in an industry, I think, where government and corporate relationships are, very important to the survival of these startups, Starburst has built an aerospace and defense accelerator ecosystem with these key stakeholders.
Awesome, thank you. So I'll talk a little bit about what the Catalyst Accelerator is really focused on, and then we'll do some questions here at the end. And again, if you have questions, please put them into the chat, and we'll also make sure to address those as they come in. First, what are we really focused on here? And the design of this accelerator was really with researchers and entrepreneurs at heart, people who have the drive to go tackle some of these really tough challenges in the aerospace and defense community, that IAI can help leverage and get past that valley of death and into potential programs of record. So that's helping advance technologies in aerospace through mentorship and access to resources and markets. Understanding what those market gaps and industry needs are, helping mature technologies to get past the TRL level spectrum a lot faster, and also really focusing on the tech and innovation hub here in the Virginia area. With that, we'll be using our access to over 100 participating mentors, investors, and corporations for this program, which will be 5 months long, and we'll have 6 promising startups go through per cohort, and we'll try to do 2 cohorts annually. Now, those cohorts will be made up of companies that are focusing on 4 main sectors: space, quantum, AI, and energy. So if I'll go into those a little bit more detail here. Trusted AI and Autonomy, that's really focused anything from sensors and sensor fusion all the way to flight algorithms and autonomous aircraft. It's a pretty broad spectrum of things we're looking for. In quantum, that could be things such as secure communications or navigation. In the sustainability and energy tech space, anything from renewables and grid integration to energy storage for aviation, such as advanced battery cells or hydrogen or sustainable aviation fuel production. In the space tech realm, that's really focused on things like space flight, communications, space operations, and then these can be applied to challenges here on Earth as well. So agriculture, healthcare, defense, any of those types of applications. Now, I also want to mention that we're really seeking dual use applications as well. And I should also say that if you're not sure how your technology applies to one of these specifically, but it may be close, I would invite you, one, go ahead and apply, or reach out and ask us a question. And we'll be happy to try to figure out what's the appropriate place for us to put these technologies into the program. We don't want to eliminate anything prematurely, and we want to have as broad of a net as possible to see where IAI can help accelerate these technologies.
Chase, and I just wanted to add on to that, or highlight that last part that you just mentioned about if you have an adjacent technology or a good idea. At the end of the day, we're doing this because we understand that nobody has a monopoly on good ideas, and it's about making the pie bigger and injecting new innovative ideas. If it's a good product with global applications, apply. We have the subject matter experts to be able to maneuver that idea or provide you with feedback to see if it fits into any of these categories. At the end of the day, we may make suggestions on things that would be best to pursue elsewhere, or we may find something that we've never even thought of until we saw your solution. So please don't let that stop you from applying. Thank you, Chase.
Certainly, and thank you, Julio. Like I said, this accelerator is focused in the Washington, D.C., Virginia area. So we located at the IAI North America headquarters, which is right next to the Dulles Airport, for those of you who are familiar. This area is full of other aerospace and defense contractors, some of which who are headquartered here, others that just have offices. And it really allows you good access, not just to the other corporations, but to the broader defense ecosystem that's built here in the US. Now, a little bit about why I chose to partner with Starburst to power the Catalyst program. What we've been able to show through other cohorts and other accelerator programs we've done is that startups that are raising their next round are about 45 percentage points more likely to raise their next round. Their Series A average is $2 to $3 million larger. And we've also had a lot of alumni who've gone through other Starburst accelerators who've gone on to see significant valuation growth. So we wanted to bring that and help be a part of IAI's journey here in developing this innovation hub in the US. Now, a little bit about what the program is going to consist of. We're going to split this into two pieces. On the left side, you'll see the business support objectives. On the right is going to be the technical support objectives. You'll have the accelerator POCs, so myself, Victoria, Julio, and others who will work with you on a bi-weekly basis to track your progress and metrics and ensure that you're hitting those key milestones. You'll have access to senior coaching through the Starburst network and through the Starburst employees as well, many of whom have a significant amount of experience in aerospace and defense. You'll have access to industry mentors, both who have worked in whatever technology you are in. We probably have somebody who's done a similar thing and can help guide you from the various pitfalls you might face along the way as you develop your company. We'll help with business introductions with corporations, with governments, and as well as with other investors in the community to help get that fundraising plan started. And lastly, we'll also help with your financing round preparation, making sure that you've got all the documentation, you're prepared, and you've got your list of initial investors and introductions that you think you should be making. On the technical support side, we'll work with IAI with some of their industry-leading experts in various fields to work on design reviews, risk assessments in alignment with IAI needs. We'll have the in-house expert coaching to assess your technical know-how and really work closely, like Julio mentioned, to really understand what's the market need and how could your technology best support IAI, or how could IAI best support your technology coming the other way as well. And lastly, one of the big focuses of this program is going to be getting this pilot project done in the next 5 months So that way we can show not just does your technology work, but how much better is it? Is it more cost effective? Is it cheaper? And does it answer our customer needs better? For all of that, you'll be receiving about $100,000 in in-kind support services and a $100,000 investment into the company. And that'll be structured as a SAFE, which will vary based on the company in your next round you raise, between 3 and 7% typically. So like I mentioned, here's the dedicated program team. You'll have myself and Victoria, as we introduced ourselves earlier. You'll also have access to David Yaryev and Jonathan Rosenberg, who are both with IAI North America, and can help provide really valuable feedback and reach back to IAI and their technical expertise. There's the IAI Steering Committee, notably chaired by Eitan Eshel, who's the CTO of IAI and Executive Vice President of Technology and R&D, as well as Leah Alon, who's the Innovation Center Director. And she's also worked many of these programs back in Tel Aviv as well. We'll have Ashley Clark, who has the IAI North America Director of Contracts and Proposals, as well as access to 2 managing directors of Starburst, both the US managing director and the Israeli managing director. For the senior coaching, you'll have access to, again, both the managing directors, but also many of the other leaders across the Starburst organization globally. Combined, they have over a century of experience in aerospace and defense. So I assure you, there's not a question you can ask that they probably haven't gone through themselves. We do have a stable of industry mentors who will come in to give lectures or host roundtables to talk through various things such as dual use technologies, working with the federal government, how to give a great pitch, and any litany of other important topics as you go along your journey as well. IAI, like I mentioned, has a lot of in-house experts who will be coaching you along the way as well. Now, once we get the startups in, we make our selections, we'll pair you with one of the mentors to ensure you have the right alignment between the mentor's expertise and background and what technology you're trying to develop and who can best help you along your way. Here's a quick overview of what the workshops and contents are going to look like. Like I mentioned, this is a 20-week program. So of those, about 3 weeks will be in person. The first week will be a kickoff. We're going to run through everything of how to set up your startup all the way to getting the pilot projects really set up and ready to go. So that way, by demo week, we can have something really tangible to show and use that as a building block for further partnership along the way between IAI and our cohort startups. We'll do a design review week at the midpoint just to do an in-person check-in on how your pilot projects are going, what your fundraising plan is going to be in the future, and how that aligns with IAI's needs. And then lastly, we'll do a demo week. We'll invite many of our corporate partners, government affiliates, as well as other investors to show off all the work that you've been doing and also to set you up for that next step in working with IAI and trying to enter some of these new markets as well. Just as a quick wrap up here to kind of go over the benefits of the program again, there'll be the $100,000 cash investment. You'll also be receiving up to $100,000 in in-kind services to explore that pilot project with IAI. You'll have access to office space in Virginia and beta site to test your solutions. We'll be leveraging some of those breakthrough technologies and really being able to pair the expertise that IAI has to support you along your way and try to get you down that TRL path a lot quicker. And again, we'll also be helping with a lot of fundraising support as well. So making the introductions that we can with the vast Starburst network and trying to help you tell your story about what you're doing and how that's going to help both civilian and military applications. Now, we think this is a great way to combine kind of our industry focus and our international scope and expertise to really bring what we've done for other accelerators globally and really amplify that here in the Virginia area. It'll be an aerospace and defense focus with a lot of people who understand the same problems and concerns you'll be going through. And we'll have access to that entire worldwide network and our successful track record of accelerating companies and getting them to their next investment rounds. So with that, that brings us to the end. I will pause here and we can check to see questions that came in during the webinar, and we'll start answering those as we go.
Chase, can you talk a little bit about how the SAFE is structured?
Certainly, certainly. So it'll be a standard SAFE documentation. It'll be between 3 and 7% of the equity. Aside from that, there may be some variances depending on the companies, but you'll be receiving the documents ahead of time if you're selected for the program, and you'll be able to review them before signing.
Great. Does the startup need to locate full-time to Virginia for the entirety of the program?
The short answer is no. You are more than welcome to stay in the space that will be dedicated to your startup for the entire 5 months of the program. But realistically, we only ask that you're on site for 3 weeks. That's the kickoff week, the design review week, and the demo week at the end.
Great. Is a contract with IAI guaranteed at the end of the program?
It is not guaranteed at the program. However, I will say that one of our focus areas for this program is being able to show the unique value proposition that each one of these companies is bringing to the cohort and to the aerospace and defense community. So we're really trying to make sure that that is the highest probability chance possible moving forward.
And just to add to that, Chase, one of the other things that may make it attractive, IAI has a vast network of other companies that we not only partner with, but are suppliers to us, and we have long-standing relationships. And part of this ecosystem is to help companies grow, prosper, and once we're invested in you, we may do matchmaking ourselves where it might not be a technology area that IAI is focused in today. It might be farther out on our roadmap, or it may be a better fit for one of our partners. And we're happy to make those connections as the opportunities arise.
Great point. That's awesome.
And then when is the deadline for the application?
Deadline for the applications is February 29th at 11:59 p.m.
Awesome. Well, that is it on my end for questions.
All right, I will stick on for another minute or two and see if any more questions come in. Otherwise, just want to say I really appreciate everybody joining the webinar. For those of you who are thinking about applying, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or Victoria. We're happy to answer any questions one-on-one that you may have. And also, thank you. I know starting a startup is probably one of the scariest things possible that you can do. And so we really appreciate all of those who have taken that leap and are going on this journey. We really hope that we can provide our expertise and background, both from IAI and Starburst, to help make you a success. And we're really looking forward to seeing any and all applications that we receive. Like Julio mentioned, we're really trying to cast a broad net here. And it's one of those things of we may not know exactly what the perfect pilot project is or how it's going to integrate immediately. But once we see it and we start asking, what the other technologies we have within IAI, there may be some opportunities that present themselves. So we ask, don't limit yourselves whenever you're applying. All right, I'm gonna do one last check in the chat to see if there's any other questions. And with that, I think we will wrap it up a little bit early. Again, thank you all for attending, and we look forward to seeing your applications.